The room wasn't ready for it. Tony Stewart definitely wasn't ready for it. What was supposed to be a calm, almost routine update about Leah Pruett quietly detonated the conversation. One sentence landed. No music, no interruption. Just a pause long enough for everyone to feel it. And then Dale Earnhardt Jr. did what he's built a reputation on. He said the quiet part out loud. What began as a discussion about balance, family, timing, knowing when to step back, suddenly became something else entirely. This wasn't about slowing down. It was about unfinished business, about a fire that never went out, about a return that might already be happening, whether anyone admits it or not. In late 2024, Leah Pruett shocked the racing world, coming off the strongest season of her career and a third-place finish in the NH standings. She announced she was stepping away from full-time competition, not easing back, not cutting a partial schedule, stepping away. For a driver operating at her peak, the decision felt wrong. Fans didn't know what to think. Some assumed it was a short pause. Others feared it was the beginning of the end. Social media filled with praise, concern, and confusion. Because when someone performing at that level suddenly goes quiet, the silence hits harder than the sound of any engine. Then came the detail that stopped the sport cold. Baby Dominic James Stewart was born just hours before the NH finals. The timing felt unreal, almost symbolic, like racing itself hit the brakes to make room for the next generation. One life beginning, just as another chapter paused. The sport didn't lose a driver that day. It gained a legacy. Leah didn't step away because she lost speed. She didn't step away because she was done. She stepped away because life demanded a shift in priorities. And that's when Tony Stewart didn't just support her, he acted. He climbed into the Dodge Top Fuel dragster and took over the seat for the 2024 season. This wasn't NASCAR. This wasn't dirt. This was 11,000 horsepower, zero forgiveness, and decisions measured in thousandths of a second. There's no margin here. No room to learn slowly. Mistakes don't cost positions, they cost careers. And yet, Tony didn't tiptoe. He attacked it. 2 final round appearances, 4 semifinal runs, Rookie of the Year. He didn't just survive, he made a statement. Tony Stewart doesn't borrow seats. He earns them. But everyone in the paddock understood the truth. That car wasn't really his. Every run carried pressure no rookie should feel. He wasn't just racing for results. He was protecting something sacred. Every pass felt like a promise to the team, to the legacy, and most of all, to Leah. He raced like a man holding time in one hand and trust in the other. And somehow, that pressure didn't crack him. It sharpened him. While Tony was strapping in, Leah never disappeared. She wasn't just at home adjusting to motherhood. She was in the pits, studying data, sitting in strategy meetings, tracking rule changes, watching setup evolutions, staying connected on purpose. This wasn't uncertainty. This was intent. She made sure everyone understood this wasn't distance. It was preparation. Then came the comment that made people look at each other differently. Leah admitted the hardest part of returning might be pulling Tony out of the seat. One sentence. That was all it took, because that wasn't ego talking. That was partnership. 2 racers bound together, not competing for the same thing, but protecting it. Not fighting for a seat, but guarding it for the right moment. And that's when Dale Earnhardt Jr. shifted the entire narrative. At a recent event, he dropped it casually, calmly. No build-up, but the words landed like a hammer. When someone like Leah Pruett says she's just the Dodge mom now, he said, that doesn't mean she's done. It means she's loading up. The room went silent. Not awkward silence. Real silence. The kind that happens when everyone realizes they just heard the truth. Tony Stewart looked stunned, and Dale wasn't finished. Drivers like Tony Stewart don't give up cars easily, he continued. But for Leah, he wouldn't hesitate. And when she comes back, she won't ease in. She'll come back stronger, sharper, faster, and sooner than people think. That didn't sound like speculation. That sounded like someone who already knew. Those words poured fuel on rumors that were already burning. At Gainesville Raceway, Leah smiled during a press conference and casually referred to herself as a Dodge mom. 3 words. That's all it took. Fans latched on. Competitors paid attention. Dale Jr. didn't start the fire. He turned it into a wildfire. But there was another layer most people missed. Leah wasn't just stepping back for family. She's been battling Hashimoto's disease, an autoimmune condition that disrupts hormones, energy, and metabolism. She spoke openly about glucose crashes and insulin issues. Fans noticed the glucose monitor on race days, but never understood the full fight. She was competing at the highest level while her own body worked against her. Stepping away wasn't weakness. It was intelligence. It was choosing the future over the moment. And even then, she admitted something that changed everything. Her heart tells her she'll be back behind the wheel. That wasn't nostalgia. That was certainty. When Tony Stewart was asked about it, he didn't hesitate. Not even for a second. The car belongs to her. The moment she says she's ready, he's stepping out mid-season if necessary. No ego, no excuses, no delays. That kind of promise doesn't come from obligation. It comes from respect, from one champion recognizing another. That's why Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s words carried so much weight, because Dale isn't buying the idea that this is some distant, carefully scheduled return. He doesn't believe they're waiting for the calendar to feel right. According to him, Leah isn't hanging around the team just to stay involved. She's already in training mode, quietly, carefully, studying runs, watching opponents, refining timing, sitting in meetings with purpose. Not for next year, not for someday, for now. That's what shook people. While fans argued online about timelines, Dale suggested the comeback had already begun behind closed doors. A driver who gave birth hours before a championship finale isn't wired to sit still. That fire doesn't disappear. It recalibrates. It waits. It sharpens. Tony may smile through interviews, but he knows the truth. He's keeping the seat warm. Leah never gave it up. She loaned it. And in motorsports, everyone understands exactly what that means. This isn't just a racing story. It's a story about transformation. Leah Pruett faced the nightmare every driver fears, choosing between the sport that defines them and the life they're building. For her, it was never just about wins or trophies. It was about identity, legacy, proving that stepping back doesn't mean stepping away. Tony has admitted she still plays a massive role in the team. She's not watching from the sidelines. She's shaping decisions. Crew members listen when she speaks. Sponsors respect her voice. Leah isn't easing her way back. She's